Chase, what is up? It is the 4th of June, which means it is the last day, technically, for the Switch. This is the end of the Switch generation.
Yeah, and you couldn't be happier.
I could not be happier. I've been counting.
We're done with the Switch. We
I'm
never have
over
to
it.
talk about the Switch
Fuck it.
ever again.
Never again. No, 2017 to 2025, a lot has changed, but one thing that hasn't, the Switch has been just a beast, a powerhouse. We might not be live. Are we live?
We're live.
We're live? Okay.
Yeah, it was buffering there for a second, for me at least. But
let me just check. Let me check something here really quick. It says stream quality is good. We'll find out.
You might want to bump me a little bit.
Bump you out. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You always come in nice and clear in my headphones, but I never hear myself.
Okay. I will get that there. See if that's better. Okay. Well, Chase, again, it is the end of the Switch. You and we've been talking about it. Our Switch 2s are somewhere on their way to us. We have plans to play them.
Probably.
They're somewhere. We got a lot to cover, though. There was two things that, the Switch coming out this week was definitely something we knew about. We knew about Summer Game Fest happening this week, and that's this Friday. But what we didn't know was there's going to be a state of play. And while this is a June game preview episode, we need to get at least some convos of games in there. Can you maybe just say one thing you really liked about the state of play today, and then we'll cover more of this probably in our broader Summer Game Fest stuff next week?
Sure. I thought it was a relatively consistent show.
Yep.
Kind of surprised at how much decent stuff was there. I mean, the thing for me is that they put a date to Digimon. Digimon Story Time, whatever the fuck it's called, is going to be October 3rd. So happy birthday to me.
There's another game coming out in October that just got recently confirmed. Pokemon. You get Digimon and Pokemon in October, you slut.
I'm gonna be feasting, baby.
I think so.
That's the one I'm probably most excited about, just as obviously that's my thing. But the one I think I'm double dipping here to get around your thing. But
you always do. You'll find if it benefits you, you find a way to bend it.
The makers of Abzu and the Pathless. That new game, Sword of the Sea, I think is what it's called.
Looks real sick.
That kind of just looks like Journey 2, and I'm all for it, baby. Let's do it.
They did this last year. It wasn't this close to Summer Game Fest, but we'll probably just wrap up some of those things, because I imagine a few of those games we'll get a deeper look at during Summer Game Fest. So we can point to both of those, because tonight we finally get to do a what you've been playing smaller update.
Did you not have something from the?
I didn't get to watch it today. I will say the things I did see was the Final Fantasy Final Fantasy Tactics. I did watch the trailer for that. Sure. And then I had a note. I was going to ask you if this game was shown, because another thing came across.
They did show Everybody's Golf Hot Shots.
I think that's
which we knew about before.
Yeah.
But, I did not see Don Pappas. I will.
I will
update you. Yeah, hopefully he's still in the game. They said there's more characters than any previous Hot Shots game. I was like, all right, as long as the Don's there, we're good.
Was Tides of Tomorrow shown at the State of Play?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that thing looks fucking rad. I think that's a cool idea for integrating multiplayer elements, like calling it an
trailer first. When that trailer first ran, I was like, oh god, it's like another Subnautica. And then they showed more of the game out. This is a very different thing.
Well, it's kind of like a little bit of that early part of Death Stranding that I liked, where you could see some community efforts on what this is. And I saw somebody talking about, like, if an NPC hates you, it could be because of how another person treated them, or I don't know. I think there's something fascinating about that, and I want to check out what that's all about. But I do think those games stood out for the State of Play. I'm going to try and watch that with everything else and just get good and fresh for this time next week. We'll be doing a hot take on the Switch 2, and we'll be definitely covering what's announced over the Summer Game Fest week of celebration there. So pretty cool shit. Chase, just to keep everybody up to date here, we had some deep dives to make up. We had a tornado come through our area.
Two tornadoes. A second tornado came through our area.
Yeah.
That missed my house, but it was
it was very close to my house,
miles away. I was like, what the fuck? Have I not suffered enough?
Yeah, it was very close to us here. But we're all good as well. So we've had to adjust our schedule a bit. We have not done like a proper, like, what the fuck you been playing? How's things going? Tonight, we're not going to get into the whole realm of that because we got a lot of new games to tell you about, or at least the trailers for them. But each of us have a game that we're going to talk about tonight that's new to us for this segment. Chase, I'm going to let you go first.
Sure.
What can you tell me about what you've been playing?
Well, I've been playing a number of games, but I am going to limit myself to one here. I've been playing a little bit of To a T, which was on my list for last month, as we'll mention when we get into the monthly preview. But this is the new game by the Katamari guy, Keita Takahashi.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I love the trailers for it. It's got some fun songs and like the whole premise is that your character is stuck in a T pose.
Yes.
And you have to navigate the world while T posing. So some things are hard for you, like writing. So when you're a kid, you're in school.
Yep.
Your pencil is extremely long, so you can still write on the desk because your hands are out to the side.
It's like here and like building it in, and like it's weird. It's very very strange.
It's very good.
Yeah.
But thankfully, you also have a dog who helps you out with a number of things, like putting toothpaste on your toothbrush, or like helping you get your clothes on and things like that. It is a little weird how at least in the original trailer and what they kind of show at the beginning of the game, where it's like, oh, it's okay, you've got a dog that helps you, and then you just go to the bathroom and the door shuts. Like, how?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Is the dog holding it?
No! Stop! No.
Also, I think you play as a girl, or at least like it's
androgynous for sure. Like it's
yeah. I mean, you have. I think it's more that you just kind of get to pick whatever outfits you want, and it lets you kind of express yourself the way you want.
You can change hair and shit too.
But the default is like, oh, put on a schoolgirl uniform. So I was like, okay, that's Anyway,
that's who I am. That's what I'm doing.
Sure. I've worn different outfits every day because it's fun.
It's a good thing.
This game is chapter based, and apparently it goes for like 5 hours or something. I've only gotten through chapter 1, so I think I'm still pretty early in the game. But I think I'm having an okay time with this. I know you played a little bit too, so I'd like to get your opinions in here as well. But I think it's just kind of charming. It is definitely a game that like kind of that first time you wake up and go through your morning routine, they kind of show you the trials and tribulations that somebody who's stuck in a T pose has to go through. Like pouring your cereal and brushing your teeth and doing all that kind of stuff, getting ready for school. And then the second time I did that, I like how the game, like your mom's like, hey, by the way, you're 16 now, or whatever she says. I can't remember which age, but you're old enough where like you don't have to like brush your teeth. And I'm like, excuse me, what? And she's like, yeah, and you don't have to eat breakfast if you don't want to. And it's the game just telling you, hey, you don't have to go through these.
Yeah, you don't have to do any of those things if you don't. Yeah.
Which is nice, but also it feels weird to not do those things and to go start my day without it. So I did them anyway.
Yeah. Well, as you should. You're not a monster.
Exactly.
It is charming. You're right. I think it's just rather dull. I think it's very boring. I think like
not much happens in that first day. Like it is just kind of getting acquainted with the general idea of being in a T pose, but by the end of the day or the end of that chapter, you start to get an idea that being in a T pose allows you to spin really fast and helicopter yourself around. Yeah. And I think, in subsequent chapters, that's going to be much more of a thing. They also spread around a bunch of coins in the world, kind of like Crackdown agility orbs, that I'm almost just going, oh, okay, so I'm collecting some shit around this place. That's okay.
And that's such a low lift anymore, though. Like, I just felt like you've got this game with this really interesting premise. Like, this is like break the fourth wall. Like in a video game thing, like typically a T-pose is like, this is an underdeveloped piece of shit. And I think that the like idea of bringing this character in and being like, what if it was just this, like, that's who this person is, and you're getting mad when you see a T-pose in a game, like humanize the thing that you're frustrated by, play into like outside of like, I can appreciate the mundane, like what would it be like to brush your teeth with your arms being stuck outward like that? What would it be like to try and helicopter your way around? I think those are cool, but I think they could have gone a bit weirder with.
I think they will. I think that's the point, though, is like you have to have the mundane to begin with so you can get to the weird stuff in a bit. But also, in that first day, you do talk to a giraffe who makes you a sandwich and sings a song about it. Like, there's still weird stuff in that game.
Listen, Kirby ate a car, became a car, and had the song of the summer.
And like, we were bored by that game too.
Not because of that.
No, not because of that.
But I will say, I find it way too safe. I find it, the subject matter to me like is not super interesting in it, but I can appreciate the charm. It's just not for me, and like it's hard for me to knock this game wholeheartedly because the only reason I even played it was on Game Pass, and you can make your decision if you want to support Game Pass right now with the BDS strike going on. But I will tell you, it's cool. I'm glad it's there. I know there's a pedigree with the developer of this, and I think people going into it will like there's a lot that can probably just like, this is a fun thing, I'm going to get through a day of it. It's a short little romp. It is quirky for sure, but I guess I wanted something a bit more like tactile with it than what I was getting.
Well, that developer has also, famously made a bunch of weird games, and Katamari hit on some kind of crazy plane that everybody loves. Yeah. But something like Nobi Nobi Boy is not, a million sellers.
Was Wadham another one from him?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one.
And so lots of them are just like little funky experiments that don't seem to like break through in, certainly not in the same way that Katamari does. So this one, at least, I think just through the trailers and the songs and maybe some of the marketing push that it's gotten, feels like it's a little different. Like they are trying to go for something
it's like sitcom
in between. Well, at least like go for something in between the crazy accessibility, virality that Katamari was, and weird experiments that something like Wadham or Nobi Nobi Boy were, and trying to find like a sweet spot in the middle that does something. Yeah. It's only 5 hours. I think I'm just going to try knocking it out. I want to see more of it. While I'm positive on the game, I'm not. I'm not.
Do you think
I don't think it's like game of the year or anything. But
you're playing on the Switch, right?
Kind of fun time. No, I think I'm playing on my PlayStation.
I was just curious, like if it was able to be moved over to your Switch too when you get that.
I don't think it's on the Switch, is it?
If you're not playing it there, it's assuredly not there.
That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Also, I gotta say, I've tried to Google this game a number of times. One, to try to find a soundtrack.
Is it Tote?
Just now, just writing to a T, and it is not the friendliest SEO game to find.
To a T?
It is not on PC.
Okay.
Or it's not on Switch, I mean.
Well, I mean, look, I want to. I respect it. I appreciate it. It's just not something that like. I kind of like the idea of this thing and looking at this thing more than playing this thing. Is what I would say.
I get that. Yeah, you can be boring and lame if you want to be.
Yeah,
fine. You're right.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Boring and lame shit. I'm Doom: The Dark Ages.
Boring.
Yeah, it is boring. Not really.
Shoot demons in this one.
You shoot a lot of things in this one.
Yeah.
Look, you don't have to defend your little weeb shit. I get it. You like it because it's obtuse and fucking, Asian adjacent for you, so you're gonna love it. But
yeah,
Doom: The Dark Ages is again another Microsoft joint. Do with that with what you will. The BDS movement is still boycotting Microsoft for their complicity in the genocide taking place over in Israel and Palestine. But I am playing this on Game Pass. I am playing this on my personal computer. It's a looker. If you're unfamiliar, this is a game that was actually used to be a tech demo for the new GPUs that came out. So I'm not surprised by how well it looks and how well it plays. And it is much better than what I remember Doom Eternal being. And I really like Doom 2016 probably the most still. But there is I've kind of worked through it. The pacing was a little off for me. Like, not just the gameplay is fine. It's much slower than Eternal, and I wanted that. But the actual I wish it was just more like, boom, you're going and mowing through shit. There's like a hard stop at the end of the level, and then they've got a lot more serious tone to it. Like, one of the cool things about 2016 is it threaded the needle that Borderlands wished it could, which was being a bit slapsticky while still being a badass thing. And I feel like Doom: The Dark Ages is trying really, really hard to just be like, not to be punny here, but like Doom sludge metal. Like, it just feels like an epic in that sense. And the gameplay is there. Like, it's a much slower type of shooter. I don't think it's fair to say this is a melee driven one like a lot of people were saying it was going to be, but there is a lot more of parrying. There's a lot more of tanking hits. And
it's on the box. It's in all the marketing they've done. Like, the big new thing seems to be the shield.
It is the shield.
So it makes a lot of sense that the game would be more about blocking, parrying,
totally,
somewhat slower than like the blistering pace that something like Eternal was.
Well, and they were really, really careful with how they talked about this leading up to like journalist previews of this game, and at this like hands-off showcase of what the game would be, they were saying like, hey, if Doom Eternal was a fighter jet, this is going to be like a killdozer basically. And I think that is 100% accurate. The weapons are pretty cool. Like, it is I believe this is the prequel. I've also heard that this is the Slayer from Doom 2, which I don't know, like, a lot of the Doom lore.
The idea that there is Doom lore,
it's fucking crazy.
It seems very silly to me. I guess you have to when you make this many games, but
yeah.
It's almost like the Zelda lore. Like, I understand they made a whole book about it, but I do not give a fuck how these things connect to each other. I just want to play the game,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't need a lot of lore to know that I'm going to have a good time in a Doom game.
Yeah.
But the weapons are cool because they are of that time. Like, you are wearing like fur, you have the big shield. Chase, I got easily my favorite gun so far, if you call it that. Is it's just like a cannon that has a chained ball on it, and so you're just shooting and retracting this giant cannonball. Sure. And you can like do the whole thing where you miss the target, it comes back and hits them from behind. You can charge it up and just really do big AoE damage. So having that and having the shield, it feels really fun. And I think that's the cool thing here is like, there's a lot, the glory kills aren't really there anymore, but you can put enemies into a weakened state and get a really big fucking gross kill on them. And I think if I do a certain kill on enemies, they might give me armor pieces. If I blow the shield off of another one, I'll get ammo, etc. Like, they're still doing kind of that rock paper scissors on what you need right now when you're at risk of dying or just low on ammo. The story's fine. You are a slayer. You are kept up in this like ship. There is a demonic presence coming. This alien race is keeping it at bay, and there's some sort of blackmail going, and they're like, hey, this is going to happen to you if you don't stop this. And there's only one way they can stop it. And so they literally beam down the Slayer. And you go down there and you just fuck shit up. And that's really cool. The map's great. They got an awesome map in the game. Very detailed. You can move it around, find all the goodies. Like all the secrets are on the map, but getting to them is a little bit more difficult. So you know where to go and look. It does respect your time. It doesn't overstay its welcome. The skins are cool. The weapon upgrades are really fun. They've
like
kind
the
of
flying sections. I saw the stream where you were playing the flying sections. We're having a great time with that.
Yeah. That was the dragon was a little cumbersome to play through, especially compared to the other big thing that you get, which is a mech. And I've been in 2 different mechs, and it feels more like Pacific Rim, I think, is where you're inside of it and you're just kind of like flailing the arms about and doing all that. Correct? Like more fist fight. It's fine. I don't need that at all. But the Doom stuff is there, and I think it looks and runs very, very well. But just, you know, I have to wonder if what we got from that 2016 Doom is already a bit long in the tooth now. Like, do we need to think differently again about that franchise in a similar way, the way that, like, I don't really want like a Far Cry 7 to be what we've had from 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I don't know if I need 2016 Doom again. You all haven't gotten that close to the sun again. So like, maybe let's approach it differently. Like, what would that even look like? I don't quite know, but.
Or just, I mean, and I talked about this on the May preview. Give it a break. Give it a bit of a break.
Well,
like, it's fine that you've had like, hey, it's great that you had 6 success. You've made 3 of these now. It seems
give me
like
another
it's
Wolfenstein.
Slightly diminishing returns each time. You know, let it go dormant for a bit. Work on something else, and then come back and do something new. Like, because I also don't want to play a Far Cry 7 that plays like all the other Far Cry we've played.
Exactly.
So, you know, absence make the heart grow fonder. You know.
Totally. So we got a couple games. Both of those you can pick up on Game Pass. It sounds like Xbox and PlayStation are where you can play to a T. Did you say how much that game costs, by the way, Chase? I can't remember.
I think it's like
15 bucks. Okay. The Doom the Dark Ages is a $70 game. It goes up to $99 depending on what you want to get. And you can play that right now on Microsoft platforms. I think they've already announced that this one's going to head to PS5. I would be shocked if it didn't. So hang tight there. And maybe, who knows, this will be on that. I doubt it, but maybe it'll be on the Switch too. Chase, it's good to say what we've been playing. There'll be a lot more of that in the weeks to come.
There's so many more games that we want to talk about, but we know with our preview episodes, we try to limit one per person just because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight.
And you did limit it, like, just to say it out, like, there's a lot of ports for the Switch 2, a lot of things that we're not going to cover tonight, correct? Or did you put someone?
Yeah, so a lot of Switch for the port, or a lot of ports for the Switch 2, which we didn't cover, or which we're not covering. And then also, you know, this is around Summer Games Fest time, so there's plenty of stuff that probably is going to be stealth dropped or at least be announced and coming out really soon that we don't know about yet. So this is going to age like milk. But you know, you're here with us tonight, and so far, these are all the brand new games that we saw that we're interested in. So we're going to talk about those tonight.
Hell yeah. Very cool. Well, before we get to the new stuff, right, we have to, like, are we legally obligated to do the old stuff first? Is that how this goes?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't do the new stuff in the
that's my mistake. I just
always move forward.
Yes, always.
That's what I say. So Bobby, your picks for the month of May, you had a game called Doom the Dark Ages. What'd you think of it?
I think it's fine. Slow. You're a tank. You're not a jet engine. If you like 2016, you might like. Okay, anyway, go on.
Yeah, you know, they got like a shield in the market.
There's a shield on this one.
Yeah. You also had a number of other games. You had a bunch of stuff on your list. You had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown, which is a game that we showed off on Monday.
Yeah.
On the last Casual Monday stream, and that seems like a pretty cool game.
It is. It's really cool. I like that one a whole lot.
Linked Banner of the Spark. I don't remember what that one was.
This is the one that I was streaming, and you're like, God, that character looks just like you.
Yes. Okay. Yes,
that's this one.
I definitely remember it. Yeah. Sure.
It's a cool game. I like that one too.
You had Revenge of the Savage Planet. That was a sequel to Journey to the Savage Planet. I know you loved that first game. Did you end up playing this one?
Yeah, I'm almost done with this one.
Okay.
Been playing a lot of that one.
This is what happens when you spend like 3 weeks getting hit by a tornado. You're like, I don't know all the shit that bothers
I know. We haven't talked about it.
You had Monster Train 2, which we did another Monday stream on. That was 2 weeks ago, I think.
And we'll do one 14 days from now, right?
Okay.
No, 12 days from now. 12 days.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, that game. I know we were down on the demo when it came out, but I think playing that now that the full thing's out and getting to see more of the stuff.
Did you see
I think it is cool. I think it's still like maybe a little overly complex, and I kind of prefer the first game, but I appreciate this one a lot more now that I've seen the full product.
Did you see the picture Pierce sent you and I of the Mushroom Clan that he got?
Yeah. They had like some giant numbers on it.
Oh my God. Wait till you see this fucking clan. They're so good. It's basically about spawning and killing shit, which I think that was the Umbral, if I'm not mistaken, like eating. They ate. That's when we had to eat the little ones.
Yep.
You can put mushrooms down and like overcrowd your deck, and they stack up like kids in a trench coat going into a movie theater. It's fucking awesome. I cannot wait for you to check them out.
All right, looking forward to seeing it.
Yep.
You had To a T, which we've talked about. You were a little disappointed by, and then you had Yes, Your Grace, Snowfall.
Yeah, they actually had a pretty rough launch, and they had to put out some statements that like, "Hey, we're immediately passionate." So I'm letting that one cook. Obviously, I had a lot of other stuff to occupy my time. I will be picking that one up because the little play test I did for that earlier or late last year I thought was rad, and I kind of want to do a run or a series with Yes, Your Grace and see how bad we can fuck up a kingdom together and be just terrible tyrants. So we'll see what we can do with that.
I like that idea. Yeah. It is a little odd to me that there have been a lot of or multiple Yes, Your Grace games. So like they kind of know what the game is, and so for it to come out buggy,
this one is like a whole visual upgrade to it. I don't know if that caused it or not, but maybe. Yeah, it was hot.
Great, like just beautiful art.
It came in hot, so I think they're on it. They're being very transparent. I think probably sometime this month or next we can check it out.
Sounds good. As for me, I also had To a T, Monster Train 2, and I had Despalote, which I talked about.
Yeah, you liked that one, right? They were pretty.
I thought that was really cool. It's got one of my favorite gaming moments this year.
Hell yeah!
In it, and I think it's just a solid, cool game that people should check out. Like a really interesting personal project that also plays really well. I thought it was great.
Hell yeah!
All right, Bobby, let's move on to some of the free things that you can get this month. And
I love free things.
PlayStation Plus. This is the essential stuff. We don't do the extra or the whatever the platinum-y thing, whatever they call that other one.
We don't give a shit about it.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But if you want just the free games they're giving out on PS5, you're getting or I think these are. I didn't even label like if it's PS5 and PS4 or just PS5. You can look them up. I don't really care anymore. NBA 2K25, Alone in the Dark 2024, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. That's the one that's a lot like Jet Set Radio, right?
I was going to ask. I think that you should download that, and I think that you should just, if in between what we're doing with Stranger Than Split Fiction, check that one out. It's really fucking cool. Did you like Jet Set?
It's a day that ends in Y, so Bobby telling me I need to play a video game
I'm just trying to keep you on top of your profession here.
I have played a little bit of Jet Set way back in the day.
Okay. This is a really cool love letter. It's cool that somebody made the game that people have been asking for and that now they're making a new one, a new Jet Set, so we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, if it just gave Sega the kick in the pants they needed to say, all right, let's make one of those, then it was a success. And then lastly, some game called Destiny 2, The Final Shape.
Chase, I wouldn't play this game. See, I can balance it out. Everything's even and equal as it should be.
That's not that's not how that works, but okay. All right. Since Bobby has no morals, I will pass it over to him to tell me about the games that are on Game Pass.
Yes. No morals whatsoever. There are 2 games currently out at the time of this recording. Both of those are Crypt Custodian and Symphonia. Coming out on the 10th is Space Marine Mastercrafted Edition. This is a remake of the first Space Marine game.
Is it a remake or is it just like an enhanced version?
I'm sorry. I guess that would be an enhanced remaster. Apologies.
That's what I thought.
Coming out on the 13th is The Altars. We'll talk a lot more about that in a bit. And then also on the 17th, FBC Firebreak. I hope we talk a lot about that. Also on the 17th, Lost and Random, The Eternal Die. I hope we talk about that. And then you got
going to have a very busy month.
Rematch on the 19th, and then Against the Storm is coming out on console on the 26th. That was a huge hit last year. It's a very, very cool run-based city builder type thing with interesting creatures and a premise. So a lot of cool stuff coming to Game Pass, but to make room for all that, you're losing what was the name of this one, Chase? Door to Go.
They don't have to make room. There's so much. There's Microsoft has all the servers. They can put as many things in that. Yeah, Dordogne is how you.
Dordogne, and you liked that one quite a bit, right? You played Dordogne.
I feel like I played like a demo or something of it and thought it was kind of neat, but I didn't play through the whole game.
Then you have Hypnospace Outlaw.
I did play that game. That's great. You should play Hypnospace Outlaw.
Didn't they make like a sequel to that, right? Or like a prequel to that? There's like something in the universe for that, right?
Yeah, there's something like that. I don't
remember. Chase, what is this next one here?
I've never heard of Isenzo.
Isenzo? I thought that would be something that you played. I've played My Time at Sandrock, but that is leaving. Rolling Hills, Make Sushi, Make Friends. I remember us talking about that game on a preview. Keplerth, and then Depersonalization, both leaving sometime this month.
Isenzo is a World War I first-person shooter, so no, I would not have played that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Weird. How could you? Why would you? Oh, you know what? I just realized I have the old. Can you get me the link to your wheel? The old one is here.
What if I told you we didn't need to do a wheel this week?
Okay.
This month?
Perfect.
Because and this was also my little way of sneaking in a second game. I've been playing my last month's game, Earthbound, and having a great time with it. I look forward to like talking about that fully on a future episode. I am not playing it traditionally, and I think that is better for my sanity. But I'm probably about like a third, halfway through that game, and having a really good time with it. So I look forward to talking more about it. But I think knowing that we have Switch 2s coming, Summer Games Fest, it's a busy month. I'm still rebuilding after a tornado.
That's more than fair.
Still playing the last one. Let's go ahead and skip a backlog roulette for this month, and I can just keep on chipping away at Earthbound.
Love it.
So that puts us ready to talk about the month of June, a month
the new things
only a few days into. So yeah, let's. You talked about a couple games that were on Game Pass, so there are some other games that came out just recently. But
yeah,
we're gonna start on the 5th. That's tomorrow, Bobby.
That is tomorrow.
I don't know if you know this, Bobby, but there's like a whole new console coming out tomorrow.
You don't say.
So there's a lot of games for it that are also coming out. Yes, the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. So let's talk about a few games that are on there. Again, we're going to mostly be talking about the new stuff and not just ports. And this technically is not a port. On the 5th, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster comes to the Nintendo Switch 2. This was a fantastic JRPG on the 3DS, and now it's getting this.
It looks pretty different.
It's got like a big overhaul to it.
Yeah.
So I think it looks pretty neat. But I really love that first game. The job system on that was really cool. And I think they gave you a lot of flexibility in the combat with the Brave and Default systems.
You didn't like that new one, right?
No, Bravely Default 2, I did not like. Did not have a very good time with that one at all, and ended up just not playing much of it. Really disappointed me.
Yeah.
But this one, I kind of want to go back. I was thinking like I don't need to play this game again. I've played it. I loved it. I had my fun with it. But every time I see it, I go, I would kind of.
I mean, here's the deal, man. There's not a ton of stuff at launch for the Switch, and this is something I know that you've talked very passionately about. We're absolutely going to play Mario Kart, but there's going to be a lot of time.
How much Mario Kart am I going to play alone?
Well, yeah, and I think that
might be a nice thing to have in the
absolutely. Pocket. And you're probably going to be going, away from your place over the next few weeks with your new Switch. I would absolutely dip back in.
Yeah, I'll probably end up grabbing it. I'm really interested to see, and we've seen this before with games like The World Ends With You, but taking a game that was originally on like a dual screen system. And shrinking it down into something that is only a single screen like the Switch 2. How do you make the UI elements work with that? What kind of compromises do you have to make, if any at all? So I'm probably the most curious just to see what they do with that system to make it work. I think you can. I don't think there was anything like specifically, oh, you need to have the touchscreen to be able to do this stuff on Brave Default, or have that second screen experience. But just interested to see what's there.
And that's only on the Switch too, right?
Only on the Switch too. Yep.
Yeah.
And I would urge anybody, if you like JRPGs, if you like Final Fantasy stuff, this is just a fantastic game that kind of came out of nowhere. At least for America, it came out of nowhere and just charmed the hell out of everybody. This is a fantastic game.
It's awesome, man.
Let's move on. Also on the 5th, also on Nintendo Switch 2, is Fast Fusion. So
I don't know if I know this one.
So this is the 4th game in the Fast Racing series. They've I can't remember the other ones. It's like Fast Racing Evolved or something like that. It was Fast RMX is the last one that came out before this. But this is like, hey, we know Nintendo ain't gonna make one of those F-Zero games, so what if we make one ourselves?
Oh, I can totally see that here for sure.
And so it was popular enough that they've now made 4 of them. This one's gimmick is, it's called Fast Fusion. You can fuse 2 ships together into a single ship.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
It seems cool. Like it's got split screen multiplayer, which does Mario Kart have split screen? It has to, right?
Yeah. They've got split screen for sure.
Okay.
There's something weird about family share with that. I think I might be
but you don't see a whole lot of racing games these days that still have like a traditional couch split screen mode, and for this one to have that is cool. It's a little disappointing that it's going like right against Mario Kart day one, but
it's a hell of a thing to have to compete with.
There's a group of fans out there that like their Wipeouts, that like their Extreme G3s, that like their F-Zeros, and they're not going to get that experience from Mario Kart, and this game has that. So cool that it's there. Also on the 5th, we are getting Deltarune. This is chapters 3 and 4 of Deltarune that are coming to PC, Mac, Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, PS4, and PS5. This is the Toby Fox game that is the follow-up to Undertale.
Is this all of it? Is it done?
I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody I talked to recently said he thought there was 6 chapters in all, but I don't know. I played
people are very into this, right?
People are way into Undertale. I have heard very little about Deltarune, but I imagine people are still into it.
I mean, it's got very good reviews so far.
Yeah, that I believe. It's just so hard for me. It happened again. I was talking to that same friend about it, about Kentucky Route Zero.
Yep.
Where I played that first chapter and thought it was really cool, and then it was done, and I wanted more, and there wasn't any more. And when they came out with chapter 2, I'm like, do I really want to just play through another chapter of this and then wait a bunch? And I just told myself, no, I'm going to wait until the thing's completely out, and then I'll play it then. And I did eventually. Played the TV edition and had a really good time with it. And I don't know if I'm that excited to play Deltarune in the first place, but I'm certainly not excited to play Deltarune broken up into chapters like this.
Yeah,
I think if I am going to play it, I wanted to play the whole thing. So I'm happy to wait until it's done.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Toby Fox does some.
Toby Fox is cool.
Really interesting things with his games, and they always have really good music. So we'll see more about that. We've mentioned it a couple times here on the 5th. Mario Kart World is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. This is the big one for the Switch 2 launch. This
biggie.
This is the one we're all going to be playing. I don't understand how Nintendo doesn't make a Mario Kart for the launch of every Nintendo console.
Seems like the smartest thing they could do. Like it is.
And I know it's weird that we're all like, oh, they don't have like a traditional Mario platformer for the first game. It's like, yeah, but like, look at how much traditional Mario platformers sell, which is a lot. And then look at how much Mario Kart sells, which is like
astronomical.
So many factors higher than platform Mario. This seems to just make so much sense to start a console off with one of the best-selling games that they will ever have.
I don't know what to think of like the big open realm thing. I'm curious about that for sure.
Yeah.
I think having a 4K 60 FPS Mario Kart is going to fucking rule, and I think having something that you can easily play with multiple people right away with the Switch is a no brainer. And I think that the cozy elements of like you can just like cruise around with your friends and take pictures. Like I could see this being a good showpiece to trying the new chat Discord like stuff. There's a lot going on with this, including the price, that I think is an interesting thing for people to pressure test a bit with the Switch. And do I think that this is going to be the definitive thing for the Switch 2? Maybe. Like I think that this is a game that they have a long tail on, and it seems ripe for cool shit. So we'll see what happens.
I can't see another game that would sell more copies than this over the course of the Switch's lifetime. I'm also a little trepidatious about the open world stuff. I mean, we've seen it work in games like Burnout Paradise, or some of the later Need for Speed games have done that as well. There's plenty of open world racing games, Forza Horizon kind of stuff. But from a kart racer, that's a little bit different. And you're right. Like are there going to be billboards that you have to go, like hidden secret billboards that you have to go find and break? And I do like at least the costume system they've shown in here. And maybe that's something that you get through unlocks or exploration stuff. So I'm sure there's going to be more to this game, having an open world of things that you can do. But I also think it's just kind of interesting from if we built like, okay, we're going to race these 4 tracks back to back to back to back. And now not only do you race the track, but you have to race from
track like Cannonball Run.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's a neat idea. And we'll see how that kind of.
Do you think that they keep the Switch Mario Kart bundle like basically forever?
I don't see why you wouldn't.
Like, hey, buy it for $500 and get Mario Kart, or buy it for $450 and pay $80 for Mario Kart. Like
makes all the sense in the world to me.
Like just leave it be a thing. Like always have that SKU as like something that somebody can get if they want to.
Yeah, you're gonna have kids every year have a birthday that it's
if this isn't enough to like
Switch 2, and hey, let's get Mario Kart.
I think it's a perfect thing. Like if you do it that way, you save some money, and you can certainly afford the tech demo then at that point in time.
Yeah, let's talk about that fucking thing. On the 5th on Switch 2 is the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I still can't believe they're charging money for this, Bobby.
I can't believe
only like $10, right?
But I think it's like 7 or 8. If I'm not mistaken.
It's the principle of the thing, though. This is like a.
Are you gonna get it?
No, fuck no. If anything, I'll watch a YouTube video of somebody else playing it. Why would I pay $8
to learn how to use your Switch 2? You Philistine.
I know about the Switch 2. I did my research before I bought one. I don't need to see.
This is
ridiculous.
I personally feel this is one of the biggest fuck yous any game hardware manufacturer or software developer has done in a very long time. This feels insane to me. Like this is
look at this. Look at what we're seeing on screen.
This is insane.
What are the magnets? Let's tell you about the magnetic circuit. That is something like, when you go out and buy a car or like look to buy a car and they give you like a big brochure that has all the features of the car. Nintendo is doing that, but it's charging you $8.
Dude, this would be like if I lost the instructions for like an IKEA cabinet and I went to their website and I was like, I'm just going to pull down the PDF for this and just read online how to do it. And they're like,
a mini golf game that looks like it sucks.
Look,
that's
Chase,
worth my $8.
What do they say? Man. Don't buy hardware, buy experiences, right? And that's what we're here doing. Like, this is fucking crazy, dude. This is fucking insane that they would charge for this.
And I think it really just is the wrapper, because when I think about 1-2 Switch that came out around the launch of the original Switch, and that's a game I also didn't buy because I didn't think I'd get my money's worth out of it. But at least that was set up as, this is a party game. This is, you're going to learn a little bit more about the console that you have because of like, you can learn what the HD Rumble is, but like it is built as a party game. This is not built as a party game. This is built as like a little museum tour, and you get to play a couple mini games. Like that is something you should not charge people
what
for.
If this game became the like #1 streamed game on Twitch? Everybody's just fucking streaming the Nintendo World Tour game.
Remember back in the Wii days where you could buy another Wiimote, or you could buy Wii Play, which was a Wiimote attached to like a shitty minigame collection, but it cost the exact same as the Wiimote. Yeah. So it became one of the best-selling Wii games ever because everybody just wanted a second goddamn Wiimote so they could play with their family and friends. But they're like, well, this just makes sense. Like that's what this feels like, except even that was at least you got a second controller out of the deal. You don't get that here.
When I was like growing up, I'm ancient, but when I was growing up, you had fucking like, I guess I'm going to go use the family computer and load a CD-ROM of an encyclopedia for a bit and just fucking listen to lions roar. This is so fucking stupid. Like it drives me crazy because it looks cool as shit. Like
absolutely.
If they just would have said,
I want to try this. I want to play it.
Absolutely.
But I want to play it for free. This could have been one of the
best of these ever. And yet they want to charge for it, you fucking cowards. God. Yeah. Oh, I'm mad now.
I'm very mad. I won't be buying it out of principle.
Yeah.
But I would want to try this out if it was a free thing.
They wouldn't even include this with their expensive Switch Online membership, those fucking jerks.
That is wild.
You're gonna tell me I can get like Happy Home interior decorator for Animal Crossing, but I have to pay $8 to learn what a fucking magnet is? I've watched Breaking Bad. I understand it. Give me the fucking demo.
They really should have found a way to make this free for somebody out there.
Nintendo, who has been notoriously keeping all their MSRPs at launch price.
Yeah, I mean, it took the system bombing hard to begin with, but I also think back to like when the 3DS first came out, and it did very poorly.
Yeah,
and it did so poorly that they made the ambassador program and said, "Well, here's a bunch of free GBA and here's a bunch of free ROMs. Like, there you go." And I don't think this would be enough for a Switch 2 ambassador program, and also the Switch 2 is going to sell fucking hotcakes. They don't need to worry about an ambassador program.
No,
but they should just find a way to go, oh, you know what? Actually, sorry, this is free. We're going to credit everybody $8 who bought this. But I think this is just free marketing for our fucking game or for our game console. Let's talk about something different.
Yeah.
Also on the 5th, we got Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening Complete Edition. So this is an updated version of the 2022 Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening game. No, because this is Sengoku Japan era, and while
my mistake,
it does have a similarity. This is not China Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's different.
Apologies.
I'm a Dynasty Warriors guy, not a Samurai
I did not mean to
guy.
offend you. I apologize.
I'm a weeb who likes Japan, but I've never really been a Nobunaga guy. So I see where you
weeb today, Nobunaga tomorrow. Who knows?
It's I think it's fine, but it's not my thing. But yes, this Nobunaga's Ambition is a very long running strategy series. And I think it actually does play quite a bit like the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games, not Dynasty Warriors, but the Romance of the Three Kingdoms strategy games. But yeah, I'm not a Sengoku Japan guy, so this.
Chase, we've got so many games. Holy shit.
We do. You shouldn't have talked so much about the.
Sorry, the people need to know.
Also on the 5th, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S comes to the Nintendo Switch 2. This is basically a port of the 2020 game.
That came out. This is on the Switch, right? No, it's the sequel. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah. So this is a sequel. I love that first game so much.
Yeah.
I never ended up playing the second game because I could still just go back to the first game anytime I wanted to. It's Puyo Puyo. It's Tetris. You slap them together. I know there's other modes and other features. This version, this 2S version, actually does have a new Puyo Tetris doubles mode where you actually play like a co-op thing together. Like both of you, as you're seeing on the screen, are playing on the same board.
Oh, cool.
Which does sound kind of interesting. And it also is playable with the Nintendo Switch 2 mouse. You can use the mouse function on your Joy-Cons to play it, which could be interesting, I suppose. But Puyo Puyo Tetris is one of the best puzzle games of all time. And, if you don't have that first game, go ahead and grab this because it's awesome. But if you already have that, I still don't really see the value in buying a second game that is basically just the same thing. Let's keep rolling on the 5th. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. What did I say? No,
I'm saying Rune Factories.
Oh, you're saying Rune Factory. Yeah. This is coming to PC, Switch, and Switch 2. I look at the beginning of this trailer. Look at how fucking cool this looks. Like, oh, this looks like a cool action game. Like, oh, here's a guy on a dragon shooting shit at people. Here's swords and whatever. And like, damn, this game looks kind of cool. And then, because it's a Rune Factory game, about halfway through the trailer here,
then it becomes civilized.
It's just farming. It's still just the farming game that Rune Factory has always been.
It's a simple life.
What happened? Why would you do this?
What else was there to do? You just rode on a dragon. Like, nothing's gonna top that. Go grow a crop.
Yeah, I suppose so. Hey, these farming games that have some RPG elements to it. Rune Factory is a very long running series at this point.
People love it.
People do love it. I'm just not that guy.
Yep.
But I did like the beginning of this trailer and I thought like, whoa, this looks cool. And
then it's like, got you motherfuckers. Get to work.
And now I'm just, watering plots.
6 a.m. comes early. Get to work.
Let's get out of June 5th. How does that sound?
Let's get into Dune 5th.
Yeah, there you go. Dune in June. On June 10th, we get Dune Awakening, the second Awakening game that comes out this month.
We're gonna be wide awake. Yeah, this is a huge
one of us will be wide awake. One of us will definitely be sleeping through this one. It's a crafting MMO, so I guess this is the last time we'll ever hear from Bobby Pease ever again.
I'll just say this to you. Somebody basically said it's just V Rising but Doom. And I will be checking this one out for sure.
Now.
I'm gonna be Christopher Walken.
Are you a big Dune guy?
I think the new movies are cool. I appreciate Dune. I appreciate what this is going for. I'm a sucker for this type of thing. Like, even if it's
yes, you are.
Like, I'm not really here for the Dune as much as I'm here for like just the crafting and shit. So, yeah, I've heard it's fine. There was a play test for it. People seem to be into it. I really want to see like how enjoyable would it be not having like people to play with all the time. Because if that's the thing where it's like an MMO that I have to rely on people for raids and shit, like I just don't want to get involved in that. There's plenty of other cool crafting things I can play.
It is wild how those movies have like completely there were nobody was talking about Dune, especially like a Dune video game, and then those movies come out, and now we've had so many Dune video games. It feels
Dune video games, Dune TV shows, lots going on with Dune.
Yeah, absolutely. Also on the 10th is Mind's Eye, all one word, which is coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X.
This is just going to be a problem. This is a fucking paper launch at best.
No, I'll give you a little hint here. This is not even one of Bobby's picks, and it's still something that feels.
Dude,
like
just yesterday, two very high up like lawyer and financial officers just straight up quit for this. Like, I think this seems to me like it's like this year's The Day After game.
I mean, it just looks like Cyberpunk to me.
This like, just looks like video game, the video game. Like this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
This looks so fucking generic. Like, it looks like somebody got. I don't make video games.
This guy gets out of this car in this trailer, and it just looks like something from Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, it's
that's that. I think there's been a lot of flack for that. Like online, people are just like, "This is like you're riffing off of this, like what you can." Like, this looks cool. Like, you're shooting people and doing like whatever, but I don't know, man. Like, this just looks so fucking boring and boilerplate. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, it is why. I mean, it's got wasn't that Mahershala Ali, I think?
No.
I think it was. I think that character,
Dude,
the
if
the
they
black guy in the
had
car,
that guy
I think.
in here, there would have been him on the stage talking about some.
What was the game? Was it last year, a couple years ago, that just like had actors in it, but also looked like the worst shooter ever?
Yeah,
like
it was like that epic $15 one. It was fucking crazy.
Didn't it have
Like
Ray Liotta in it?
Rockay City, dude.
Yes, Rockay City.
Rockay
I should go back
City.
and play Rockay City.
You could probably get paid to play that game now.
Rockay City. Crime Boss, Rockay City. Oh my god. Yes, Chuck Norris was in that game.
Yes.
Oh, no, not Ray Liotta.
Michael Madsen.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
I get those guys mixed up sometimes. Yes.
Yeah.
Crime Boss, Rockay City. Oh man, maybe I should go find a way to play that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's keep going. On the 12th, we get Forgotlings.
I don't know what this is, but it looks fucking cool.
It does have like a really cool look to it. It's got like a Spiritfarer kind of art style to it
big time.
that I thought definitely would have grabbed you.
Yep.
But this is definitely not Spiritfarer. This is like a different game entirely. And I think I was looking up some of the other games that Throughline Games has made, and I don't remember the name of the first one, but it feels I thought I saw that same character who's got like a face in his torso. So I don't know what they're doing over there. But I think this has a really cool art style, and it's like a 2D platformer that seems like it's doing some interesting things. I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
Seems all right. Maybe one not to forget.
Hey.
Also on the 12th, Wizard of Legend 2 is coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So this game's been in early access for a while, I believe. And
the first one I want to say came out like right when the Switch did originally too.
Okay, yeah, that seems familiar. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a fine roguelike, but we have a lot of these.
There's so many now.
It does like have like a loadout with card system stuff in it, and that seems kind of interesting as like a way to, upgrade your spells or change out the things that you can do. But at the same time, like Hades 2's out. Like you could just play Hades 2. I guess it's not out.
There's a lot that you can play these days for sure.
There's a ton of these, so it's really hard for these games to break through these days, I imagine.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the 13th of June, in which The Alters comes out for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and I believe this one is on Game Pass, as Bobby said. Yep. I'll just hand the floor over to Bobby.
I've tried to stay as like in the dark on this as I could, but you make copies of yourself that are based off of like either like dreams you had or potential past that you could have taken in life. So like there's one where you're a doctor, there's one where you're a engineer, and those copies and variations of yourself get added in almost like in a creature collector style way, and you're building out your base and kind of like working through things by cloning yourself and having these like relationships where you're talking to yourself about these different paths you could have gone in life while building out this big base. It looks rad. I love the concept of it. I've had my eye on this one since that first trailer came out, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it feels like to play it.
I mean, it definitely just watching this trailer, it definitely feels like, oh, you got your Control in my crafting game.
Like I think Control and Returnal
to it. Yes, Returnal's another one that I would say is definitely from just like, oh, hey, weird sci-fi shit's happening around you.
This seems like a really good Friday night game for me.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be really fucking busy this month.
I am.
Especially this week, because on the 17th of June, FBC
speaking
Firebreak
of Control.
Yes. So FBC, the Federal Bureau of Control. Am I correct in that?
You are correct in that.
Yes. So this you're going back to the old house. This is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and also Game Pass. Bobby, you're my Control guy over here, so I'm guessing this is your shit.
I am very excited to have this. I am looking for any reason to get back into the Remedy universe, and this one, they have said like, hey, we're making this game for basically like working dads, which I'm not a dad, but I'm certainly working. I got a dad bod, so I'm a dog dad. I love that idea of like just a straight up fun PvE, play with your buds, do some cool shit. Like I want to check this one out for sure.
If you don't have buds, how do you know how,
I think that there is some AI stuff. I think.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm very curious to see this kind of like goofy piecemealed version of what is normally like a very pristine FBC stuff. So like there's some, I want to see how this fits into the bigger story they're telling.
Sure. Well, Bobby's going to have a tough choice on the 17th because also on the 17th, Lost in Random, The Eternal Die comes to PC, Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X. This is a sequel to the 2021 game that I know Bobby played and you liked a lot, but this one feels different. Like
it does.
It's isometric, not behind the back. It has like a whole different feel to it.
This one seems a lot faster, a lot more action focused, and like we just talked about it, but maybe that kind of Hadesification of this kind of rubbed off a little bit on what they got going on with it. Like this is the same universe. I think the art style is fantastic. I bet you the writing and music are up there too, but this just looks to me kind of like, hey, let's make it like a Hades like almost, and do some of that, which I'll check it out for sure. I don't know if I'll like this better than the first one because it seems like a very different take on that universe, but
sure,
I'll check it out.
At the same time, that's good. When you're making games, like it's good to try doing something new.
Well, there's a demo. Maybe I'll just download that after this. Check the demo out.
Even though we did talk about with Wizard of Legend 2, where it's like, Hades is out there, and it's it's kind of got the market cornered on something like this, and a handful of other games also do. So it's going to be kind of a tough road, but Lost in Random, it's a name that people know, and it seems cool.
I agree with that.
Also on the 17th, I don't think Bobby's going to worry too much about this one. Tron Catalyst comes to PC, Switch, PS5, and Xbox.
This doesn't look great, does it?
It doesn't look very good.
It doesn't look very good.
And man, it hurts me because you got all those people who are out there thinking about Dune, and I'm just thinking about Tron. I'm just, I love the world of Tron. I love the colors of Tron. I love Jeff Bridges. It's my boy.
Absolutely.
And this game just looks really boring.
Dude,
it just looks really fucking generic. Like once you get into the actual gameplay, you just go, wait, that's it? That's what you're doing?
That's it, baby. This is like Disney after school.
You're just bouncing the disc around to things? Okay.
Talk about wasted potential.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of Tron games that also are out. There's some interesting ones. The Mike Bithell Tron game.
Oh, yeah.
More of like a visual novel kind of thing. I own that. I need to play it. But there are a handful of Tron games out there. They're cool, but I don't know if this is one of them. This just looks really generic.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's talk about something that doesn't look quite as generic, and that is Fruit Bus, which comes out on the 19th for PS5.
This is a port, I'm pretty sure.
Is it a port?
I think this has been on. I think it's on PC for sure, at least.
Okay, yeah. When it just says PS5, yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. It's fun to say Fruit Bus. I like saying Fruit Bus.
Yep, it's a cool looking game
for me. But
yeah,
you scavenge, you make food, you sell shit. Bobby can role play. He gets to put gas in his car.
I get to cook.
Bobby likes these things.
I like these things. I
just like to say Fruit Bus, so that's something.
Fruit Bus.
Let's move on. Also on the 19th is Rematch, which is coming to PC.
I've seen some PS5, really positive stuff on this.
Xbox Series X. I think you also had it labeled for Game Pass.
Did I?
Yes, you did. It comes out June 19th on Game Pass as well. So it'll be on Game Pass.
That might be wrong. I might have mislabeled that. I apologize if I did that. I don't.
Wow.
That wasn't up here at the top. So yeah, I don't. Okay. Wait, hang on. Let me double check. It is there. Sorry, Rematch is there. The 19th.
Okay.
Apologies.
All right. Well, then you screwed up in a different way.
Always.
So this, as you can see on the screen here, if you're watching, if you're listening, you should really watch these.
Go watch these
previews. They're much more fun to watch than listen to, I imagine. But yeah, like this is a soccer Rocket League kind of game. Like you're playing soccer, but the world, like there are walls everywhere, so you're bouncing the ball off of walls to bounce it back in play and doing some crazy trick shots like that. It seems cool.
It's crazy. It's from the people that made Sifu.
Yeah, that's maybe the most interesting part.
Yeah.
Like the way those games were, or the way Sifu was so involved. And I forgot what the people who made Sifu made before Sifu. But there was also something that was like really involved.
Yes.
So the idea that you're doing like a soccer game and taking, I bet it is like there's like a world where here's Sifu on one side and here's like Quap on the other side, and you're like, it's somewhere in the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, give us this.
And also, it's soccer.
Yep.
It seems cool. I don't want to play this game, but I feel like I would want to watch people play this game.
Yeah, I hope it. I hope it has some legs.
Legs, football, good. It's good. Mm-hmm. It's good. All right, home stretch here on the 26th. We are getting Death Stranding 2 on the beach, coming to PS5. Oh, Bobby.
Bobby. I just do not care at all. At all. I think this looks, honestly, I think this looks dumb as hell.
I think it looks dumb as hell, and I kind of want to play it. I like that first game way more than I should. I beat that game outside of a couple of points where I think they just put you in a really bad position. I think the mechanics of that game are actually really fascinating and cool. It's also just so fucking stupid, but
it's one of the most like pretentious up its own ass things I've ever played.
That's Hideo Kojima, baby.
Yeah, I just don't know if I like his games as much as I like him.
I think I do. I don't know. I'm still at a loss. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up, but I also kind of want to play it. It just seems, I just need to know, you know?
Yeah.
This looks way more interesting than Metal Gear Solid Delta or whatever. Like, I don't need to play.
I want to play that. I want to check that out.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
but
baby's crying ink. You know,
I might have a chance to play this. I think my cousin's buying it, so I might have access to it. We'll see.
I think I'm probably going to end up picking this one up, but
I think you are too, and I feel bad for you.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. Also on the 26th, Front Mission 3 remake is coming to Nintendo Switch. That one goes out for our friend Jiggy, who
Jiggy,
Front Mission fan. I don't think Jiggy cares about the remakes because the original games are just fine. But you know, I wish Jiggy was here right now to tell us if this is the one with Ryosuke or not. I think it is.
I saw them up here.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. That's Ryosuke, right? Is that them? That's the picture I always see Jiggy have.
Yes, yeah. There's Ryogo, not Ryosuke.
Ryogo.
Yeah, Ryogo. Yeah. I don't think I can ever see that face and not think of Jiggy's voice modulated over the top.
I know. It's so good.
So I tried playing the Front Mission 1 remake and didn't really love it, despite being a guy who loves tactics, who loves mechs, who loves tinkering, and it just wasn't quite for me. But maybe with the changes and additions they've made in the third game, maybe this will be for me. I don't know. I'm keeping an open mind, but I at least know that the Jiggy out there is a big proponent
for Jiggy always.
So. Last one here, also on the 26th, is Persona 5: The Phantom X. So this is this is coming to PC and mobile devices. This is a gacha game, Bobby.
Yep.
And this has been out in
Japan, right?
Korea, I think. I think it's been in Korea for a while, and now it's finally getting its worldwide release. This trailer fucking rules.
Yeah.
It looks so good and slick and all the cool parts of Persona 5 that I like. And then you see that it's a gacha game and I go, oh, I don't give a fuck about this. Don't worry. I guess I won't worry about it at all. And that is such a bummer.
I know. I'm also just like, I'm kind of ready to move on from Persona 5.
It is wild how long they've spent on Persona 5. Like thinking... Because I remember there was a day where, Persona 4 came out and it was like, wow, they sure are doing a lot with Persona 4. Why aren't they making a 5? Yep. And finally 5 came out and I thought, okay, that game was pretty cool. Yeah, interesting. Let's see a 6. And then we've gotten so
many
more
of these
Persona 5 spin-offs.
It's all
and
that it is.
Some have been kind of good. Like we thought the Persona 5 Tactics was kind of neat.
Yep, I like that.
There was the Dynasty Warriors one that
was pretty
Strikers
cool. Yep.
That had some cool stuff to it. But there's just so much goddamn Persona 5 shit. And I think that game was fine and cool, but I move on.
Yeah,
like,
move
what are you doing?
I know.
It feels like we've spent double the time between Persona 4 and 5 that we have with 5 and to now.
Agreed.
And it's fucking wild. Fucking wild. This trailer, real good. It's a real good trailer.
It's a fantastic trailer.
And then you hear that it's with like some gacha shit, and that it doesn't have the calendar system exactly, but it uses the stamina to like do social shit outside. And
yeah.
You're like, I just.
Maybe not for me, my dude. Maybe not for me.
I'm sure somebody's spending a bunch of money in it, but it will not be me. All right, let's make some picks here, Bobby.
Let's do it.
Big month for both of us, honestly.
Yeah.
We both have a handful of stuff here. Why don't you go first?
Yeah, man. So I plan on picking up Lost in Random, The Eternal Die, FBC Firebreak, The Altars. Well, I'm really only buying one game, Dune Awakening, because I got Mario Kart coming with the Switch, and I've got The Altars.
You bought that game.
Well, yeah, I mean, I paid for it there, but it's already kind of have to buy it again is what I'm getting at.
Sure,
like, it's already in its way. The other three that I want to check out are Game Pass games, so I'll just play them there.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a handful here as well. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. That's I think I'm gonna pick that one up for sure. Mario Kart World, obviously. Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Gross.
I'll probably grab it. And then I don't think I'm actually buying this one, but I am just picking it to like say, hey, I think this is a very good game that people should absolutely play, and it's Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S.
Yeah, totally.
Again, if you haven't played a Puyo Puyo Tetris before, I think it is just the best of both worlds. Both in you can play traditional Puyo Puyo, you can play traditional Tetris, or you can play the funky combo of both, and then the 2S has like a bunch of extra modes as well that seem interesting too. But those are two amazing puzzle games that they smashed into one incredible game, and then they made a sequel to it. So if you haven't played it, it's so good. You really should do that. So.
Right on, man. Well, Chase, thank you as always for putting together such a fantastic preview episode. If you want to follow along,
it was a tough month. There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff to get through. We've got a lot planned, as we've been talking about. We got the Switches coming. If they get here when we hope they do, I will be going live with Mario Kart World on Friday morning. So 10 a.m. stream to check out some of that new Switch 2 goodness. But as Chase called out, we did check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown. That is the new first licensed game from Strange Scaffold. And we had a really good time with that on Monday night. You should check out that stream. You can find it on YouTube, or you can follow the link here in Twitch and go to our VODs as well. And tonight, of course, was our preview episode. Next week, we got the Steam Next Fest happening on Monday. We'll be showing off demos on Monday night. Wednesday is a Switch 2 recap alongside the Summer Game Fest recap. And then potentially, if the rumors are true, Arc Raiders with me on Friday night. And it'll be a good time. Chase, what about you?
I've got a couple things. One is the thing I do with Bobby for now, and that's Strangers in Split Fiction, the series that we've been doing on my channel, Chase K Plays, where we play through Hazelight's Split Fiction. It's been a lot of fun. Glad Bobby's there with me.
It's been awesome.
Experiencing it together. So go check that out. Episode 8 just came out today. So
very cool.
And then I also have another podcast I do with my very good friend Pierce Corshane. It's called Pilot Program, where Pierce and I watch the first episodes of every television show ever made. The new episode is on Late Night with Conan O'Brien. We had a really fun discussion with it, and we've announced that our next episode, which should be recording late this month, I would imagine, is going to be on Rocko's Modern Life. And I'm really excited to go back to Rocko.
What a fucking show.
Great show.
So good. Awesome.
So check out those things.
Check those out. Links are there in the description if you're listening, if you're watching, right there in chat. Chase,